My brothers and my sisters in Islam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives the examples of the women of paradise and makes the parable of the women of paradise to pearls. Have you noticed that? He says, إِذَا رَأَيْتَهُنَّ حَسِبْتَهُنَّ لُؤْلُؤًا مَكْنُونًا. If you were to see the beautiful women of paradise, you would think that they're like concealed pearls. Have you seen concealed pearls? Well, imagine pearls, beautiful mother of pearl, covered in satin, beautiful satin silk clothing, covered up, lightly covered up and then lightly uncovered. Beautiful covered up pearls. That's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describes women of Jannah as. I can see our brothers smiling like happiness. Akhi, you're lighting up the room. MashaAllah. Beautiful bright smile, MashaAllah. Happy man. Excellent. Now this is important. You know why it's important? Why? Have you thought of why does God give the example of the women of paradise to that of pearls? Have you thought of that? Well, if you look into history, pearls were the most expensive of all jewelry. Pearls were the most expensive. It's not diamonds. Diamonds are forever. It's a De Beers marketing tactic. It's a marketing gimmick. It never used to be diamonds as a woman's best friend. It wasn't. It was always a pearls. It was a woman's and a man's best friend as well. Because pearls used to fund wars. With one pearl, they would fund multiple wars. It was well known that the Romans would use pearls to stud their thrones. They would use pearls to stud their horses. With a single pearl, they would fund multiple battles into Germania. Multiple battles for years and years they would fight with just one pearl. And also in that infamous banquet which was thrown by Cleopatra. Have you ever read about that? The banquet, the most expensive banquet in history. What was the most expensive banquet in history? The most expensive banquet in history, you can read it up in, what's that again? Please believe it or not. No, it's not actually. It's in the almanac of the world records, right? You can read it in that. It says the world's most expensive banquet was the banquet of Cleopatra for Mark Antony when Mark Antony wanted to invade Egypt. So Cleopatra invited Mark Antony to some supper, for some food, and said, I'm going to give you the most expensive and most amazing banquet. So Mark Antony rocks up thinking there's going to be like plates of food and all of the sheep of Egypt are going to be slaughtered for him and he's going to have the most expensive thing, right? The amazing guy is going to come and conquer Egypt and these slaves of his are going to offer the best of offering. So what did Cleopatra do? As soon as Mark Antony walked into her palace, Cleopatra said, no food, nothing, there's nothing there except a goblet of wine. Goblet of wine. Then she took a mother of pearl that she had, right? One mother of pearl, another mother of pearl that she had earrings. Then she dissolved the mother of pearl in one of the wine goblets and she dissolved the other one in the other wine goblet and she gave it to Mark Antony to drink. And Mark Antony agreed, this is the most expensive banquet. So you see, pearls was the most expensive thing, the most precious thing. Any man would die and kill for a pearl. And that's why God gives examples of pearls. Not because anything else, not because they're particularly shiny or pretty. No, because they were counted to be the most expensive of all human jewelry, of any jewelry to mankind. Right. So why am I talking about this? Because if the women of Jannah are being resembled to pearls, it means righteous women, because women of Jannah are righteous women. That's how you end up in Jannah, right? Because you're righteous. So righteous women are like pearls, meaning righteous women are as expensive and as precious as pearls. Smile, akhi, smile. It's free, it's charity. Righteous women are as expensive as pearls. Have you not heard the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam? The most expensive or the most precious provision that Allah has given anybody in this world is a righteous woman. Have you read the hadith? Right, that's how it all fits in. Does it make sense now? It makes sense. It does, because truly righteous women are a blessing for anyone. A blessing for the husband, blessing for the kids, blessing for the community, blessing for the family, blessing for the society, blessing for the nation, blessing for the world. Because righteous women, subhanAllah, can truly change the world. I know my wife, may Allah preserve her and enter into Jannah with me. But Allah, if she could not do and did not do, or refused to do, politely, what she does for me by looking after my children and facilitating me to do the da'wah work that I do, and I travel almost 75% of my weekends, right, away from home. If she did not do so, subhanAllah, I would not be able to do what I'm doing now. Pure and simple. It is for this reason why Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, the wife of a mujahid has the reward of a mujahid. Amazing, isn't it? Why should a wife miss out? What, just the man is going to get the reward just because he's fighting? No. He was able to fight and die in the cause of Allah because his wife was patient and looking after his affairs. If his wife wasn't doing so, would his mind be able to do so, sacrifice himself for Allah's cause? Not at all. It is for this reason why the wife of a fighter has the same reward as a fighter. By a necessary corollary as well, the wife of a righteous man has the reward of the righteous man as well. In the verses of the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, "Udkhulu antum wa azwajukum tuhbarun." Enter you and your wives into Jannah and be merry and happy in it. Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu mentions in the tafsir of this verse, the most number of intercessions that will happen on the Day of Judgment is that a man will enter Jannah, and say, "Oh Allah, I am in level 72. My wife's in level 66. Oh Allah, raise her up to me." And so Allah will accept the intercession and raise her up just because of the dua of the husband and because of the righteousness of one of them. In the other way as well is also true. If a wife is at a higher level, then she makes dua to Allah, "Oh Allah, I can't spend an eternity without my husband, raise him up to me." So then he also gets raised up to the level of the wife, mashallah. My brothers and my sisters, these are the examples that we have. This is truly why righteous women are so important and so precious to us all.